Historic Filipinotown has changed a bunch, and I've only been here for 4 years in my own neighborhood. So I live literally right on Colton Street. So if you just, across from the Echo Park pool. When I came into that neighborhood, part of the reason I chose it was mostly Latino, mostly Mexican American, and even just in the past 2 years, you can tell that more white families and young white couples are moving in. And then also on the flip side, there's a lot of other, folks of color that are moving into the neighborhood. I think historic Filipinotown kind of being like a cheaper version of Echo Park in terms of the apartments, tend to draw young millennial folk to moving into the apartments. And gentrification, I think, is a complicated subject. I'm not from that neighborhood, so for me, it's also like, what gives me the right to move into any neighborhood. And I think a lot of that too is not about you not being allowed to move into somewhere because you're not from there or not represent the race or identity of the folks who do live there, but I think it's more about your participation. What are you giving back to the community? How are you actively involved as a community member daily? Are you walking your dog down the street and not looking at folks in the eye? Or are you engaging with your neighbors, introducing yourself? And so unfortunately, some of the changes I've seen has been more and more folks who are moving into those neighborhoods but not participating, right? And that can just be literally in the day-to-day, walking down the street and people are ignoring eye contact when they're walking their dogs, they're trying to be in their own space, go back to their own house and live their life and then go to work and come back, right? They're not trying to participate in the community and help bring it up. And also developments, on the corner of my street too, there's this huge development. That one is super obnoxious because they work 5 days a week, starting at 6 in the morning, construction. And 2, parking is getting worse. 3, I can only imagine the apartment building that they're gonna put there, and then the new types of folks that are hopefully gonna contribute to the community, but who knows, in terms of traditional gentrification trends, they probably won't, and they're just gonna move in and live there, and then the neighborhood's gonna push a lot of folks out who have been there for a long time, which I'm already seeing in the neighborhood as well. And yeah, so many things. And that's only in a couple of years. I can only imagine when it was 15 years ago, 20 years ago compared to how it is now as well. Change, that's the only truth, but we gotta adapt and continue to maintain our own cultural ties and authenticity in our neighborhoods. So it's an uphill battle.